Can you hear me? Good morning. That's great. Or we could... I apologize for the plastic bag. I thought I would put them out on a table, but it's my props. Is that okay? Okay. Fellow graduates, Celebrant Foundation faculty and leadership, family and friends. Can you believe that we made it? Woo! The graduating class of 2011 has officially arrived. Over the last 8 months, we have shared a most tremendous journey. We've been challenged and inspired, initiated and transformed, mentored and renewed. Somehow we forged an intimate, spiritually informed learning community through the World Wide Web. How many of us ever thought we could say that? And we didn't even meet face to face until this weekend, but are now forever linked. I'm simply in awe of our fearless leaders and ask, dearest Cindy Reed and Charlotte Hewlett, how do you even begin? How do you even begin to make that happen for us? At about month 2 into the program, I started getting recurring images of faculty members beaming comic book inspired superpowers across the miles. Wonder Twin powers activate, they'd say, in the form of wedding celebrant, sage advisor, end-of-life memorialist, advocate for social change, and now colleagues and friends. I must confess I've been holding on to the fantasy that our graduation ceremony would miraculously bestow these superpowers upon us, and I'm hoping that's in the plan today. So. At 81 students strong, our home bases range from Anchorage, Alaska, to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, to New York City, and even stretch across the miles to the waters, across the waters to Northern Ireland, France, and Spain. We are yoga enthusiasts and computer geeks, pastors and artists, parents and teachers, astrologers and intercultural trainers, nonprofit managers and corporate leaders, and today we cross the threshold to become life cycle celebrants. Let your hearts fill to capacity, for we are among the luckiest people on the planet, definitely on the planet, to be walking this path. Being a graduate of this program means the world to me, and I was asked to share a bit about my personal journey. I began facilitating ritual 15 years ago after co-founding a women's spiritual circle in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where I live. Through monthly ceremonial community, ritual asked us to give our very, very best to life as we explored ourselves in relationship to the world, identified and pursued our dreams, and witnessed each other's joys and challenges with hearts open wide. In time, friends and family asked me to lead weddings and baby welcomings, provide accompaniment during cancer treatments and other serious health challenges, and lead celebrations to honor the earth. In the recesses of my mind, I had always dreamed of incorporating ceremony into my career, which is centered upon social action within the domestic violence and environmental justice movements, and the healing arts through teaching yoga and herbalism. So, when I stumbled across the Celebrant Foundation in Yoga Journal last summer while picnicking at my very favorite swimming hole, I was elated to discover that a program of this caliber existed. One that would clearly define our scope of practice as ritual makers, instruct us in ceremonial speaking, symbolism, philosophy, cultural traditions, and ritual design, not to mention model the gold standard in a client-centered practice. Little did I know we would also receive 287 sample ceremonies, interview protocols, cue sheets, and other extremely useful but miscellaneous computer files we will someday learn to catalog. I counted. Yes, I did. I counted. All done, of course, within the context of financial prosperity, carefully balanced with a commitment to social justice as we serve all clients with cultural competence. These women at the Celebrant Foundation just do not mess around, I kept thinking, and they make it all look so effortless. In all seriousness, although I'm weak-kneed with nervous excitement about the return stage of our journey, I feel energized to my core, wholly prepared and trained, deeply, deeply inspired by our role models, and most surprisingly, I'm nourished in a way that I've just simply never known before. And I thought life was really, really good before the Celebrant Foundation. The most pivotal turn in my program trajectory came during fundamentals class, just days before Christmas. I had just told my beautiful wife, Kim, that I had hoped to be approved to double major in end-of-life ceremonies, which was a natural extension of the work I had done as a therapeutic yoga instructor for people with cancer at University of Michigan. So it was about a week later that the phone rang and I got a call that would alter my future. Leigh, my dear friend Holly, said, "There's been a horrible tragedy in our community. My friend's partner, Amy Ryan Chesbrough, has been murdered at the age of 35, and they need someone to honor her spirit with a unique earth-based funeral. Would you consider working with them?" With immense sadness at the news and sheer awe at being summoned before even registering for the course, I turned to Kim. And she was in the shower at the time, but we all know that celebrant matters can't wait. So she transitioned very well from her relaxing bath routine, and I support you 100%, she said, and I'll prepare us for Christmas if you choose to do this. So I then sought counsel with my heartfelt and hearty fundamentals instructor, Chris Collette, about my dilemma that I was not at all yet trained to do this. And Leanne, Chris affirmed, I believe you can do this. And if you decide to move forward, we will be there for you at every step of the way. And she was not joking. And in the next hour, I was spontaneously encircled by other gorgeous celebrant angels. Dory Bless and Linda Berger emailed me phone numbers, interview tools, and sample tragic memorials that they had led. I was prepped, I was debriefed, I was surrounded and held. Upon sharing that my already deeply suffering family faced potential protest at Ryan's funeral due to homophobia and transphobia, the support kept flooding in all during the winter holidays. And I have to pause to tell you that the support was the purest of pure. It was powerful beyond measure and without ego. And seemingly, it just had no end. And in that moment, I knew I had arrived at the destination of all ends, that I had found an amazing clan, my clan, who shared values for the restorative power of community, of ritual, of dependability. dependability, and love. So just before my interview with Ryan's family, I called Chris and said, "What will I be? What will I be to this family? What is my role?" And without skipping a beat, Chris said confidently, "You will be their rock, Leanne." She said it just like that, right off the top of her head. "You will be their rock." And her symbolism rang instantly true for me, and so I carried a rock in my palm for the duration of facilitating Ryan's entire celebration of life, so I could serve as a grounding force for the 200 guests who desperately needed healing community. Through the many moments I've spent in reflection, I've yet to identify all the factors that transformed me. Ryan was an utterly remarkable woman, a vivacious, sprightly, loving spirit overflowing with beauty. And I'm changed because her legacy, it imprinted me. Ryan's family brought a depth of faith, forgiveness, and resiliency to her celebration of life that I could not have imagined was possible. And most certainly, it was the outpouring of celebrant support which uplifted me to serve Ryan's family. But also, in the backdrop, there was something else at play, something universal that I've been striving to name. It felt as if every one of my life experiences had led me to that very moment. And I needed to remember all of the beings that had ever positively touched my life and bring them into that ceremonial space with me. And so I invited them, all of them, my family and community, my celebrant comrades, heroes and heroines, artists and poets, four-legged animal friends, nature, the spirits of the rocks, rivers, and trees, God, goddess, all that is. I imagined I might feel braver if I brought in at least as much support as the number of guests I would face. And I'm so incredibly grateful because I absolutely did. And now I understand that by empowering our clients, we strengthen our very own voices. That by honoring their life experiences, we fortify our own. We truly are all one. Since departing for our journey last September, I feel innately different, yet altogether the same. I am fully myself, yet a little lighter, a little bolder, stronger, and more alive, like more can fit under my umbrella, as Maya Angelou would say. Perhaps it is because I discovered that the love and the strength not only enveloped me, but they were indeed waiting inside. And now I will never forget what is available when I need to be brave. Ralph Waldo Emerson characterizes best what I've learned this year. What lies behind us and what lies before us are very small matters to what lies within us. So today, as we cross this incredible threshold, let us courageously step into our new status as ceremonial leaders, with all the rituals and all the trials that it brings. As we return to our promising, albeit sometimes overwhelming futures, remember that we are never alone and that we contain the world inside. The last step in becoming a life cycle celebrant is that we actually return back home to our truest selves. We have simply become more of who we are. So to symbolize our individual and our collective strength, I brought a rock for fellow graduates, celebrant staff, as well as all of our supportive friends and family as a blessing on our next great steps. And I steeped these rocks in the healing waters of Pickerel Lake, that swimming hole that I first discovered the Celebrant Foundation last summer. So extravagant best wishes to our entire graduating class, and endless thanks to our visionary leaders. I feel so blessed to be counted among you.